Good evening, race fans, or good afternoon if you're where I am, and good day to you wherever you happen to be in this great world. This is Spiffy G, here for Gen X Racing, and we're at lovely Laguna Seca. And welcome everybody. If you notice, the sultry tones of Marky B are not here today. He had some family stuff to take care of, God bless him. So you're stuck with me for the rest of the afternoon or evening, wherever you happen to be, and we're just getting to the end of qualifying. Here's Murcielago, who is taking the top spot by just about a mere 800ths of a second over Lenio, who has been bloody quick lately in the Corvette. Today is car change day, so everybody is in a different car for the second half of the season. Well, it's going to get quite exciting. These guys are going to have to get used to some new metal. Here's Willingham. Looks like we are going to have an evening race. Let's see, what is Airport Hobo driving today? Looks like, are you in the McLaren, buddy? Yeah, he's in the McLaren today. I have not had a chance to go over a lot of this stuff. So you're going to get what you get. Matt MacGyver's in the pits along with Spoon and Splatter, all sitting in the pits. They are currently sitting at 5, 6, and 7. And it looks like we are finished with qualifying, and Murcielago one more blinder to go on here. Let's see if he can improve his time. Lenio's still on track with the Corvette. Willie is done. Airport Hobo is still doing the fast lap. Let's see where Arnis is at. Looks like Arnis is done as well. We only have 8 in the room today. So pretty small field. Unusual for Group 4. Sorry, I said Group 3 because I'm using the wrong set. And I just came in at the last minute, so my apologies for getting a few things wrong here. Honestly, when you're retired, it's hard to remember what bloody day it is. So Murcielago stands pat. Lenio is going to come in at second position on the grid. Willingham third. Airport Hobo is going to round up the second row. Row 3, we got Matt MacGyver. Spoon. Row 4, we got Splatter and Arnas. So that's the end of qualifying. Let's take a look at the final results here, if I can find them. Now it looks like we've got about a minute for people to roam around the track. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings for Group 4. And again, apologies, I'm going to have to change the information I put down on the stream. This is kind of a last minute thing. I was sort of expecting Mark to come in, and he told me hours ago, but for various reasons, I was not able to see the message until just a little while ago. So I was hideously unprepared. All right, so for Group 4 last week, Will Hamilton won at Interlagos in the Cayman GT4 Club Sport with a fastest lap of 138.2. Lenio came in second, a whopping 16 seconds behind. It was a hell of a race. A lot of fun to watch. Certainly closer than the results would indicate. And there you have the final standings for qualifying. Anyway, Matt MacGyver came in third, Murcielago in fourth, and Kobayashi Maru, who had an outstanding race in the Lamborghini, came in fifth. lovely race by him. He really really brought his A game. All right, and while we continue to wait for the race to start, let's go on over and see where we are at in this season's standings for Group 4. All right. So at the top in Group 4, we have Matt MacGyver. And Matt has been a surprisingly fast boy. And in second in the standings, we have Willie Ham, who had a DNF and missed a race, but still up in second. Won the race last week, got 104 points for playing his Joker, and shot up 5 positions. Absolutely incredible. And Darla Boys dropped a couple of spots down to third, still up, way up in the points. It's down by just 51. Murcielago dropped another spot down to 4th position. He's 62 behind with 193 points. Lenio has shot up 1 slot into 5th. And for the rest of the field, you have Splatter in 6th, Airport Hobo, who's dropped 3 spots down to 7th because he missed a couple of races. Kobayashi Maru has moved up 2 into 8th position. Only 1 DNS for him, but some really good results. All right, we are about ready to start this race. Come on. Let's... All right, here we go. Let's sift through the field. Yeah, everybody's sitting in the pits except for Darla Boy, who wants to get a couple extra meters in on his car. Anywho, Ginger Ninja in 9th, Spoon in 10th. Then we have Mackers Arnos, Devlin Tipa, who's just joined us, our Finnish friend by way of Sweden, Random Toxie, and Variant Twal, the fellow we call Welchie, is going to round out the rest of the field. So there you have it. Still waiting for our drivers to tick in. And if you are joining us, we appreciate you being here. There we go. That looks like everything. Alright, we should be starting the race momentarily. Give me a moment here. I'm going to get a nice drink. Not that kind of drink. Just a regular work-safe drink. As far as you know. All right, keyboard's working. Everything appears to be in place. I think we're still waiting for Splatter to finish his hosting duties. Waiting for the last of the drivers to tick in. We may have some late entries. That'll happen from time to time. And our hosts are generally accommodating, at least as accommodating as they can be. So while we wait, let's take a look and see who's checked in. Well, I'll be darned. We don't know. We don't have anybody checked in. There was no check-in today. So it's just one of those days that things are just kind of going all over the place. Once again, apologies. But then we don't have 1 million followers. I've got 10,000 people watching, so frankly, it doesn't matter that much. Let's just enjoy what we got. And so far, I think we have 8 people. I've not seen anybody else asking to get in. Splatter says, I'll be starting on the dot at 8:15, guys. Yeah, it looks like Splatter was a little late getting in, too. Just like I said, one of those days. It's Kind of strange for us. Usually things are very well buttoned down. But here we go. Looks like we're going to have a race start after all. False starts are penalized. Everybody's got their fingers on their parking brakes, hopefully. Let's move on to the middle of the track and see if we can get a good view of these 8 cars going around that first turn. The Andretti hairpin can often have a lot of drama. This is an absolutely lovely place to watch a race. As Alineo has got the inside line, Lineo takes over P1 from Murcielago. Good start for Lineo. He and Murch are already developing a gap. Airport Hobo's down there in 3rd place. Willie Ham tight on his tail. Spoon tighter on Willie's tail in that Aston Martin. It looks like MacGyver's trying to get him in the little switchback on him. Did not quite work. That's a tough corner to make a turn in. Certainly even tougher to pass. All right, so here we go up the hill. Slingshot around that bank curve. We got Mackers side by side with MacGyver. And Mackers is side by side by MacGyver again. And MacGyver tries to take him in the corkscrew. And we got 3 wide there momentarily. That is not the kind of math you want to see. Now Mackers and Arnos are side by side. Arnos decides to back out, I think, advisedly. My goodness. I don't know what's going on up front, but boy, back here it's crazy. All right, Murch and Lineo are just increasing the gap to the rest of the pack on with Airport Hobo. But Airport Hobo now has Matt MacGyver right on his back. MacGyver getting the inside into the hairpin. Coming around the final turn, but coming around the inside turn. Got a couple of 90-degree right-handers here. It'll be a little bit tricky. All right, coming at that big bank left-hander up the hill now. Lots and lots of close racing here at the back. Anybody's ball game at the moment. And Macker's now up the hill, coming into the corkscrew, looking for a way around Spoon. Is it Spoon? It's MacGyver. Airport Hobo goes off into the gravel on the corkscrew and drops back to 7th. Willie's just picked up a penalty for that little off he had, so he and MacGyver are still battling it out. MacGyver stretching that lead over Willie just a bit. Once Willie hits that penalty box, that should give MacGyver quite a bit of breathing room. So let's go back to the front here. And Lineo has just taken off 2.7 seconds and growing that lead. Murcielago with a 2.6 second lead over MacGyver, who got into a right tiff Willie Ham back there, which has certainly worked to Murcielago's advantage. So Willie now, with that penalty, he's already a second and a half behind, so that's really going to hurt. Matt's got his Bandit livery on today, looking sharp. And now Willie somehow is dropping back. Mackers is flashing at him. They come around the corner and up the hill. Mackers thinks he's going to get that spot. Is he going to try to take him in the corkscrew? He's trying. Either he's serious or he's just giving him the okie doke. It looks like it was the latter. And just waiting for that penalty to kick in. It shows a little bit of patience on Mackers' part, I think. Mackers just trying to get in his head a little bit, which is just good racing. All right, Mackers wants that inside on Willie. He knows Willie has to slow down. He's just taking it. So here comes Spoon now. Spoon's going to try to get on Willie's chuff. Let's see. Looks like Spoon's taking him. Just as they get into the Andretti hairpin, so that has cost Willie 2 spots. Senor Willie has got some work to do. Alright, back to the front with Linio. It's now 3 seconds ahead of Murcielago. Linio is bloody fast in that Corvette. He seems to have a handle on that American iron and American track. This is an absolutely lovely place to see a race. It can't get hot. It can be quite dusty. But it's hilly. There are lots and lots of old California oak trees. Plenty of shade if you know where to find it. Great access to the paddock. Just a wonderful place to be on a Sunday afternoon. If you go to an IndyCar race, which will be happening in June, you might get a chance to meet Mario Andretti. He actually rode up next to me on a little scooter. And it was absolutely a peak moment of my life to meet that man and get his autograph. And don't get me started about Formula One. All right, so Spoon in 5th now has Willie Hammer right behind him. Willie, after serving that penalty, had to go way on the back foot, but he seems to have come to grips with it in that new car. All right, Airport Hobo is almost 5 seconds behind Will now. Splatter nearly 4 seconds behind Airport Hobo. Lots and lots of space between most of the drivers. However, Darlow Boy, I think, has figured out that McLaren. And boy, does he miss that Ferrari, I'll bet. All right, so now we've got 10 on track. So that's what Splatter was waiting on, was to get a couple more people on track. So it looks like a few of the guys came in late and had to start at the back of the field. So thankfully, got a pretty good turnout. 10 on track. It's always great for commentary. All right, nice big swig. We are back. Will has jumped into the pits. Getting off those hard tires. Probably thanking the Lord. This track can be very tough on tires. In real life, it's a better track now. They resurfaced it a couple of years ago, so it's a whole lot better than it used to be on tires. But here in Gran Turismo, we are still driving on the old track, and that old track is notoriously sandpapery. It's like driving on 100 grit sandpaper. It'll rip your tires to shreds. So Linio, quick on the softs, and plenty of tire wear left. He's been pretty nice to him. Murcielago in the Ferrari. He looks equally good on the tires. A little bit better on the fuel than Linio. That could play into his hands. And Matt MacGyver on the softs. Doing well both on tires and fuels in the lovely Mercedes-Benz AMG. What do we got here? We got Mackers. What is Mackers driving today? Looks like the Hyundai. Let's see. I think it is. That's the Genesis. Yes, it's the Genesis. Nice car, quick. Oh, Mackers has picked up a half second. That's going to be rough. However, he's got such a lead on Spoon right now. Not going to hurt him too bad. Spoon and the Aston Martin. That Aston Martin is a terrific little car. Great handler. All right, Arnes in the GTR. Got another penalty. Going to have to slow down. The GTR could be good on this track. Okay, he takes his penalty. too bad. He's 23 seconds behind Spoon. He's on soft. Oh, he had an incident. You can see there's damage on his front. All right, Willie out on new soft tires, so Will is going to have to get his game on here. Will's got that cool Valvoline livery, very appropriate for an American track. Willie drives a Jag. I have dropped a couple of frames, 112 of them to be exact. So if you hear the sound going out, we're having a little bit of internet trouble, which is why the stream started so late. I was so terribly confused, but I think we've got most of that stuff sorted out now. Right, Airport Hobo just a little under 4 seconds behind Will. Darlow Boy is near 7 seconds behind him. Darlow Boy, where is he? In 8th position, 9th position. Now he's dropping back. He's on medium tires. Now he's taking his pit stop. And it's a long pit stop. Pit stop starts at the last turn and comes out after the Andretti hairpin. Yes, I am on comms, Big Easy. Are you on comms too? I think he might. Yeah, he might be in the chat, but I can't do that right now, my friend. And James, if you are out there, feel free to join me on comms. I'll start a party chat if you like. I would love it if you join me. It certainly make this a hell of a lot more interesting. All right, Splatter bringing up the rear. He has got newish soft tires. He took his pit stop, looks like around lap 5. And like I say, the pit delta here is insane. It's so long. Got a long way to go before you can park the car for service, and then you got a longer way coming out, coming slowly around that hairpin. It's just endless. All right, Lenio still with a 3.6 second lead over Murch. Murch has 5 seconds on MacGyver. He's on the soft tires, which are looking a bit worse for wear. Lenio's tires are slightly better, but Murch is slightly better on fuel, so perhaps it'll even out. Murcielago doesn't seem to care about the condition of his tires too much. He's fast on Jello tires. All right, Matt MacGyver now with a 1.8 second lead over Mackers, who has moved up to 4th thanks to some earlier pit stops. He's on the soft tires. And that right front is about 2/3 down. He's going to have to get into the pits in a few laps. I assume that is going to be probably another 3 laps before he wants to come in for service. All right, Spoon is on the mediums. Still on his first stint. Willie got off those hard tires. He is coming back now. 34 seconds behind, but as soon as the rest of these guys pit, that's going to change. That's going to change rapidly as he gets little wiggly out of the corkscrew. Damn. Airport Hobo is dropping some solid lap times since he's had some issues. So I got an issue on lap 6, perhaps, probably on those cold tires as he goes off again. Coming out of that final corner, that final turn's very acute. If you don't get it just right, it'll throw you right out there into the sand. All right, Darla Boy has come out on medium tires. He dropped into pit on lap 5. Yes, I am on comms if you're not listening. I'm going to have to send him a note. He keeps asking me, he says, you on comms? And I keep saying, yes, I'm on comms. I ain't getting no love. Hey, Big Easy. I'll send you a little note through the Discord. Alright, Big Easy, I am going to jump on comms here. If you'll give me a moment, I am going to throw a window up because I don't have this thing in broadcast mode, so I'll have no privacy. So I will have this interview screen up momentarily as I work on getting the party chat going with my friend James. Out here. Come on, where you at, bud? Let's get you on. Come on, Big Easy. I know you're out there. There he is. All right, my friend, you were invited. All right, man. Jump on and spectate, dude. Back to the race. Here we go. All right, we're on Willie Ham's car. Will putting down some decent laps. Got a 127.9, which is not a bad lap time. Lenio, whose tires are slowly dissipating, has gone from 128s down to 129s. That's slowing down considerably. He is more than a second off his earlier pace, and it will be time to come in shortly. I think he's going to squeeze the life out of these tires, just to try to maintain that lead before he has to go through the horrible pit stop. Murcielago's tires are knackered. Matt MacGyver is in worse shape with those tires than that Merc. Matt is pushing hard on that thing, but that right front's done. He still has plenty of fuel, but I don't know if he wants to drive around that tire much longer. He's dropping 130s now. He's way off his earlier pace. He's 2 seconds off his earlier pace. That is significant. So I believe he's going to want to come in. Spoon on the medium tires, looking good. Has not taken a pit stop yet. Still out on his first set. Macker's just pitted. He's on his outlap on hard tires. So this will be a short stint. The guys have to put in at least 5 laps. At least on most days. Some races change. I don't have the information right in front of me at the moment. All right, our top 3 drivers are all in the pits taking those soft tires on. They are done. They've had it. And yeah, Lenio's the only one that's got any beef left on those tires. The rest of them, that right front is gone. And this track has a lot of left-handers. And like I said earlier, it's very rough. It's a very rough surface, at least back when this track first was brought into GT7. Hopefully in the next release they'll have updated the track surface as Airport Hobo takes the penalties. We had a real hard time keeping that McLaren on track. Unusual for Airport Hobo, who is frankly excellent. And Splatter in the Fezza, I think he's just kind of getting his legs under him with the Ferrari. It's been a great car in this series. All right, we lost somebody. Yeah, it looks like we lost whoever was in 10th position has dropped out, unfortunately. Murcielago has dropped the fastest lap at 127.7. You're not going to see too many of those. Spoon shoots into first. Macker's now into second. Spoon is not going to be long for this position. As you can see, the tires are going off. Hey, James Finley. All right. James is Started a party chat. I just got a fresh brew. I did, James. Party chat is out there. Party chat enabled, my friend. Get in there. Just make sure your settings are right so we can hear you, bud. All right, Spoon comfortably in first place for the moment, but as he gets around the curve here, he's about to take himself out. Those left-handers are going to be tortured on that front end. There's going to be so much understeer, as you can see. And as good a handler as that Aston Martin, as you can see, he's not able to take those corners tightly. As Mackers on the hard tires is not having a much better go of it. Still dropping to 130. Oh boy, is he having trouble getting around that one. Oh, good God. Yeah, as they come up the hill. Lenio looking really sharp on the hard tires. Mackers lost a ton of time with that little slip up. So Lenio's got him in his sights now as they head up the hill into the corkscrew. And Lenio cuts through gingerly. Got Spoons off into the pits now, getting rid of those tires. That's what he should. So the 13-second gap between himself and Mackers, that's going to be wiped out immediately. So Mackers should shoot into first place, despite the Mr. Toad's wild ride he just went on. And off into first he goes. Lenio into second. Willie passes Spoon in the pits, so now Willie is in the third podium position at the moment. Here's Airport Hobo up to fourth position. So despite all the difficulties he's had, at least in the early laps, he has moved up into fourth and he's looking sharp on those soft tires. And back to MacGyver, not doing too bad at all. He's on the mediums. And since he's gone on the mediums, his lap times down by about a second. Not too bad. And Murcielago's out on the mediums, so he'll have to do a hard stint. Comes up the hill into this tight left-hander. This is one, if you get it right, it can slingshot you right up the hill and give you so much speed. You get it wrong, and it will strip seconds off your time. Just crazy. Nicely done through the corkscrew. That Ferrari it turns so well. It's been a great car in this series so far. I don't think PD has stripped it of performance just yet, as it has done with so many cars, usually by surprise. It looks like Mackers is going to have to come in for fuel shortly. I think this is going to be his last lap on hards. So, wisely, I think Johnny didn't take any fuel with this stint, trying to keep that car nice and light. What's going on back here? Looks like Splatter and the Fezza on the soft tires, went down 132s, 133s. He did have a 129 in there. His best lap looks to be a 123, which is a decent lap. Spoon is back there at 8. Darlaboy in P7. He's also in the McLaren. Once again, it's not his favorite car after having so much success in the Ferrari. It's going to be, I think, quite a learning curve. He's gone with the anime livery. nice. Probably nod to his younger children. Murcielago has gone full Italian. Airport Hobo with his typical Bandits Club livery. Let's see here. Oh, got a bloody phone call. Jump in if not too long. Yep. Jump in, mate. It's never too late for you. We're only about halfway through, so yeah, jump on, my friend. It's always a joy to hear your voice. All right, Matt MacGyver's just a second and a half ahead of Airport Hobo. He is on the mediums right now. Airport Hobo on the softs, which if he doesn't do something quick, he's not going to be able to make that place up because those tires are about to run out. And Murcielago's right on his tail in the slipstream. Up the hill, through the slingshot, into the corkscrew. Let's see what Murcielago can do here. He is lining him up. And Airport Hobo gets all kinds of wiggly and has to let him by. Oh. Not happily, but he had to let him by. So Murch takes over 5th position. Now 2.7 seconds to go to Matt MacGyver. And Murcielago's got medium tires, very little wear, and a full load of fuel. He should be able to go a long way on these. But he still has a hard stint to go, so if he wants to get a win here, he is going to have to find a way to get into the lead and make it stick. Willie's on the soft tires now up in front, but Will's laps are numbered. I think Willie might have 2 or 3 laps left on those tires before he has to come in. They're getting scratched off quickly. Lenio on the hard tires, so he'll do his hard stint here for a bit longer. He's already got his required laps in. So he can jump into the pits at any time from this point on as he flies through the corkscrew. And on the hard tires, he's dropped a best lap of 130.2. That is frankly outstanding, particularly in that car, which is not known to be a handler. But it's got great straight line speed as Willie dives into the pits. Let's see what he's going to go on. See in a moment what tires Willie's going to select. I believe he might go on the hards next. No, Will started on the hards if I'm not mistaken. So, probably the mediums. He's still coming in. A god-awful long pit lane. All right, Murch and Airport Hobo now getting into a fight. Get around that Andretti hairpin. Murcielago seems to have pretty clear advantage on Travis, given he's got the newer tires. All right, Willie's coming out on... What you got, Will? Coming out on the medium tires. Okay. All right, so he's probably going to do his soft stint at the end. Well, I guess you have to, since you have to do all the required tire types. All right, so Lenios popped into 1st position and decided to stay there in that lovely Corvette. After Will jumped into the pits. Matt MacGyver right behind him with fresh medium tires. In 2nd place, almost 3 seconds ahead of Airport Hobo. Looks like he's stretching that gap just a little bit. At least he was. Airport Hobo with Murch right on his tail now, so Murch had to give up that spot. Airport Hobo is not long for this track. He will have to jump in pretty soon and get rid of those strings he's driving on. It's Murcielago's going to take him in the Andretti hairpin. Yeah, no switcheroo for Airport Hobo. He's just not got the grip. Darlow Boy now up to 5th. Seems to be getting a handle on that McLaren. Spoon and Macker side by side. Coming up the hill. Let's see as they swing around. Is anybody going to go off? Nope, they all stay on. Spoon being really careful on those hard tires. All right, let's go back to 6 and Mackers. All right, Mackers, boy, he made that stick with authority. Pulled away by a full second. So that tangle they got in, untangled in a hurry. Mackers gets a little bit of dirt on his right side. Doesn't seem to have done him any harm so far, but if those tires still have dirt going in the corkscrew, this could be an event. So let's watch and see how carefully he takes the corkscrew. Very carefully. He doesn't even take any curb. I think he's aware of the potential dirty tires sending him off. Now that Genesis was a bloody quick car earlier on in the season. I don't know if they've nerfed it or not. It doesn't seem quite as dominant as it used to be. Alright, Airport Hobo and Darlow Boy both in the pits, as well they should be. Lenio still comfortably in first. Looks like he's picked up about a second from where he was before. MacGyver in the second position, but now Murcielago's on the hunt. Matt is quick on the medium tires, but he's not as quick as Murch is on the medium tires. That Ferrari is fast. I mean, the Merc is no slouch, but it doesn't have the handling capabilities of that Ferrari. I think Murcielago has a clear advantage in the corners. And it's not much worse on the straights. Oh, Murcielago goes way off. Too big a bite. And now he's going to have to settle into third position and try to get that spot back. But his tire's going to be messed up. He should be able to clean him off on the straight. We'll see. Boy, I think he thought he had him, but he outbraked himself. Got a little bit too eager. Took too big a slice. Wow, you don't see. Oh, Willie! I don't know where that came from. That when you get around that acute corner going into the front straight, and if you can take a little bit of dirt there, it can spin you wildly. He must have just punched it a little too hard. He's not running traction control. A lot of guys in Group 4 aren't going to run traction control. It's just not necessary in most cars. But that Jag's got a lot of power oversteer. I don't know if it's as bad as the AMG, but good God. I mean, he just really overcooked it. All right, here's the Airport Hobo. Looking sharp in the Max, still taking a lot of dirt though, boy, and he's going to have dirty left-hand side tires, so he takes that one wide, has to slow way down to make that corner, and then you can see a 10th just ticked off right there. All right, he's recovered now. He comes around that little bank, up the hill into the slingshot. He seems to have recovered nicely. Let's see how he does in the corkscrew. Got a little trouble up here today. Very carefully. Yeah, he cuts it very nicely. Good job on that corner there. You nipped off that curb just perfectly. He likes a wider line out of that corner. Yeah, he's not. Oh, he took that one too wide and off into the dirt. Now that's the one you got to take it next to that sausage. If you get too far out, it'll send you off. Oh boy, now he's having some real trouble on those dirty tires into the front straight. Like I said, that corner is beyond 90 degrees. It's probably a 110 degree corner. It can really catch you out. Here comes Lenio down the corkscrew. Looking good. Nips off the curb just slightly. Still comfortably in front. He's doing beautifully on those hard tires. 130 points. Let's see. 129.9 on hards. That is lightning quick as he comes in now for his change. And Lee, I believe, will be going on the medium tires to finish out the race. So Matt MacGyver, with that 9-second gap, easily make that pit delta. And since Murch had that nasty bobble there a couple of laps ago, Matt has jumped way ahead. Now 3.5 seconds into the lead with just halfway worn medium tires. Matt, however, is going to have to go on a new set before, what's it going to be, before lap 32. So yeah, by lap 31 he's going to need to come in. So he's taking a little bit of dirt there. Not a good thing to do on the left side. There's so many fast left-handers on this track. Alright, so Mackers now has Will coming up under his wing. As they come out of the Andretti into the right-hander. You've got two squared off corners coming up here. So two big left-handers coming in. This one's a high-speed left-hander. Mackers just puts in a purple sector. Sector 1. So if we've got anybody viewing besides James, welcome. Really appreciate you showing up. I don't know if Will's brother James is here, but James, if you are listening, welcome once again. We always love having you viewing the stream. Love your comments. Let's see how your brother's doing here. All right, now Will has lost a little bit of space. There, he was right on Willie's tail. Or sorry, right on Macker's tail. And he's slowed down a bit. Now Lenio is giving him the business. Lenio in that Corvette. He's just taken his final set of tires. He decided to go in up and get those tires quick as he could. So he did a minimal stint on the hards, but boy, he did a quick stint. Good Lord, he was fast on those hard tires. I don't know how he does it. All right, Murch into the pits, coming out. He's coming out on hards. So Murcielago will probably be finishing the race on hard tires. I don't think he's going to want to take another pit stop. I think it's 2 and done. All right, MacGyver now, 22 seconds to the good. He will be coming in. So unless he can stretch out about a probably 35-second lead, that pit delta is going to eat him up. Macker's looking good. He's got tires to the end and fuel. Willie, same situation. In fact, better tires. I don't think he's got... Yes, he does have a great load of fuel. He's got a half a tank of fuel. Lenio with a half a tank, medium, and fresh medium tires. So watch out for this guy. This could be Lenio's race to lose. He's been brilliant in that Corvette so far. Don't count out Murcielago. He's out on the hard tires now, which he will have to finish up on. Still on his out lap, so Spoon says, I got the hotter tires. Let's see if I can make this work. But you're going to have to... Oh, and Murcielago is off, and Spoon gets his spot. Murcielago struggling around that corner. Every time he hits that final turn, it's a crapshoot. That and the one prior to it, he's really had some tough times there. All right, coming into the Andretti, let's see who's got the better line. Looks like Spoon takes a great line. Murch, though, takes it just as nicely. Spoon cuts off that right-hander beautifully, and Murch just overcooks it, comes off into the dirt, and loses time. And Spoon recovered quickly. And that Aston's a good handling car. Of course, so is the Ferrari, but holy cow, Spoon's making that look easy. As now Murcielago, when they get into the straights, is going to have to work even harder since he's lost the slipstream for the most part. Darlow Boy on the 8th. Well ahead of Splatter in 9th place. Giggity! Hey, what's up, Giggity? Giggity, giggity, goo. Alright, there he is. Yes! Oh. Sorry about that. Hopefully that didn't mute the stream, it just muted my headset for a moment. Apparently there's a secret button on here that mutes my headset. Anyway, welcome Quagmire, good to have you aboard. Alright, Matt MacGyver has lost several seconds. He's going to want to come in soon. If he wants any hope of a podium, he's going to have to get off those tires. I think Matt has a hard stint coming up, and he's not in any hurry to get on those hard tires. But, you know, you were dropping 129s, and you're dropping 131s now, buddy, so you might want to think about it. So you can see his time just falling off. Mackers, who was way in the back, I believe started on hard tires. Yeah, he started on hards. He's coming back with an absolute vengeance. Willie on the mediums, looking calm and composed, dropping 128s and 129s. Bloody quick times for medium tires. What about Lenio? He's on the mediums. He is trying to equal those times and really coming close. He's got 129 zeros there. He had a rougher lap on lap 27. Might have had a bit of an off. Because he's now 1.4 seconds behind Will. So somewhere along the way he had a rough go. And it looks like Will picked up about 0.8 of a second due to whatever incident created that gap. Alright, Murcielago still trying to find a way. He has 16.2 seconds for Lenio. So he is going in the wrong direction. He's on the hard tires right now. As those tires have heated up, he's putting down better times. A 130.2, which is a cracking lap on hard tires. Airport Hobo in the Mac, holding his own in 6th. Darlow Boy, struggling, and on soft tires too. He might have gone off and dirtied up his boots a little bit. A little bit of dirt there just coming into the corkscrew. That can't be good. This seems to be having a much harder time in the McLaren. He must be trying to adjust to it. You see, yeah, more dirt. Fortunately for him, that was on the right side. That shouldn't affect his... It didn't affect his turn here. It's not going to affect his left-handers. Let's see how it does here on this hard right-hander. It's a little slippery, but none too awful. He dropped a 128.0 earlier on, which is his best lap. An excellent best lap, as you can see, or you can't see because I've got the comms thing up. But he is a 2.8 almost off of his best lap in that last go-round. So still trying to get comfortable with that car. All right, Matt MacGyver's lost 3 more seconds in the last 2 laps. I believe he is going to want to come in if he hasn't already done his required stints. And I don't think he has. I think he still has hard tires yet to go as he slides under control, but yeah, I don't know if that was power oversteer. I didn't see how hard he hit the gas. But he is not running traction control, which is a brave move in that car. If you gun that thing a little too hard, it's going to snap out on you. All right, Mackers. Still good tires, plenty of fuel. If he's nice to those tires, he could go to the end of the race. It looks like Willie is having a tough time. He goes off into the marbles there around the Andretti. So Lenio just a tick less than a second behind. All right, James, we're getting near the end of the race. I'm still waiting for you to jump in. I've got a party chat waiting. Jump in, man. It's always good to hear your voice. Everybody loves the way you talk. None more than me. Airport Hobo. Looking more and more comfortable in that car. As he put down a 128.7 on medium tires. His best lap was earlier on the softs, I believe. But boy, he's been running those medium tires for quite a while, and he's putting down great laps, if slightly inconsistent. A Darla boy with a 128.0 on lap 25 and a 129.2 5 laps later. So he is slowing down. Spoon's now out on the softs for his final stint. This should work well for him. Splatter down now in 8th. Murcielago dropped way back. Murcielago taking the pit stop, coming out on his soft tire. So Murch started out on the hards, if I'm not mistaken. No, he started on the mediums and he went to hards, and now he's on the soft tires for his final stint. And while he is bringing up the rear, he's got 6.5 laps to go as he bumps his way down through the corkscrew and on down the hill. He should take Splatter in 1 or 2 turns. Okay, taking the inside here now. Around the final turn. Looks like he's going to get him on the straight, and he has. Even on his out lap, those soft tires are going to be so sticky. All right, MacGyver's tires are done. He is finished with those things. He's picking up dirt. All right. Murcielago now widening the gap between himself and Rob, who is hosting tonight. Thank you very much, Rob, for taking over hosting duties at the last minute. This is one of those days where everything's at the last minute, but it still has turned into a cracking race. All right, Spoon on the soft tires, picking his way through. Needs to find more speed in that car. His tires have warmed up now. 129.6, it's not a bad lap. When you got a guy like Reinhardt on your tail, you're going to have to step it up. Reinhardt is ticking off the tents now. All right, we got Matt off into the pits. Finally going to be coming out on hard tires. Coming out the end of the hairpin. So Lenio in 3rd. Matt MacGyver showing still in 4th. But I think, yeah, it didn't last long. Airport Hobo's taking his spot. Matt MacGyver now in 5th place. Doing his last run on hard tires. Let's see how he does. Cold hard tires are not very pleasant in that Corvette. That AMG. I'm just going to say it, especially with no traction control. So he is going to have to be very, very careful indeed. Lenio in the Corvette, the aforementioned car. Coming up on Willie Ham. Lenio's tires look great. Will's tires a little bit worse for the wear, not too much. Both of them with a nice light load of fuel, down to about a 1/4 tank. Mackers in 1st place, rhymes with Mackers, and I think those tires are definitely so. He is going to have to be careful coming around these left-handers. He's coming into the Andretti hairpin right now. Comes out wide, nips off the curb. great line. He took that beautifully and is actually increasing the gap back to Will, who's got better tires. Mackers took that perfectly. All right, Lenio looking good in that Corvette now. We've got a real race happening up front. Less than 2-second gap between the podium positions. Turning into an absolutely brilliant race. With just 4 to go, the field has tightened up. And it's tightened up significantly. Let's go on to the back. It looks like we might have something going on back. Here we go, yeah. Murcielago still in arrears. He had passed Splatter earlier on. I don't know what's happened with him, but he's gotten loose. I guess he's trying to get used to the Ferrari. Everybody in new cars this week. So the two Fezzes are having a nice little battle. Yeah, he and Murcielago really going at it here. And Murcielago takes him. Into and out of this left-hander. Murch goes wide. Splatter takes it a little bit tighter. Can't quite make that move stick, but now he's going to try to get him here. Yeah, he just gave him the peekaboo. He's going to let him by. On up into the corkscrew, but Splatter's having none of it. He wants that spot back. Oh, what's going on up front here? Yeah, it looks like Macker's still pretty well in front, but Lenio's now on Will. Now less than 3/10 separating them and ticking off. Less than 2. Coming round the turn, up the hill. Willie gets wide. Lenio gets wider. Oh, Lenio is off into the runoff area after picking up a lot of dirt. And boy, Johnny Mackers is going to be pleased about that. So now his 0.1 second gap is now a 1 and almost 2 second gap. Lenio has got to be feeling miserable as he takes even more dirt up. Probably still trying to get those tires scrubbed off. And so drops even further back now, 2.5 seconds to Will. And Will's formerly 1.5 second gap to Mackers has increased to 2.4. So let's go on back here and see if there's still a race going on between Splatter and Murch. Looks like Murch is taking him. If Murch can keep it on track, he'll hold that position, but it's a tall order, apparently. Now, Splatter's going to be finishing the race on those tires. His tires are pretty worn. Murcielago's tires, on the other hand, look great. So barring any incidents, he should be able to hold that spot. Spoon gets a 1 second penalty. Murch is going to be chuffed about that. Darla Boy is all by himself in 6th. If you can maintain that spot, that would be a nice raft of points for you and Andrew. Almost called you Anthony. It's Andrew. All right, Matt MacGyver. Looking sharp in 5th place. Trying to find a way up under Airport Hobo's wing, his fellow Bandits Club mate. Both of those guys look really good right now. MacGyver's on the hards. Airport Hobo on the mostly worn medium tires, though. There's plenty of beef left on those things. They should still do fine. Very light loaded fuel, too, so if he can keep it on track, he should have a good go of it. 4th place could be his. Just 1.5 laps left to go. MacGyver's is trying really hard to make those hard tires work for him in that AMG. He's going to have to be so careful coming around the corners and not be victim to that snap oversteer. Macker's tires just about gone, but he's on his last lap. He's just going to have to maintain that position, but it is not an easy go of it with Will. Oh, and Will, unfortunately, looks like he struggled through that corner, and now Lenio takes him, grabs the inside. My goodness, what a move. Lenio jumps into first position thanks to a slight mistake by Will, and that's all it takes when you're Lenio. My goodness, here we are on the final lap. What a move. Down through the corkscrew we go. Everybody's through cleanly. Mackers with a comfy lead. Let's get a quick look at that before we go any further. Let's see how Lenio takes Will. So yeah, just jumps ahead of him. I don't know what caused that incident with Lenio, but boy, oh boy, he's going to have to be sad about that as we come into the final stretch. Here comes Mackers for the lead. No flash of the lights, no showing off. Lenio, on the other hand, makes it a party. Willingham says, I'm not to be outdone, makes it a bigger party, and slides his way through into third position. Brilliant racing, guys. Here come Airport Hobo and Matt MacGyver. Round the final corner. Matt, oh, he gets loose in the front. And just cannot get the speed up to take that fourth position away. Nice move. Almost gets it done. Here comes Darla Boy in sixth. Another great race. Love the livery. I'm sure it's going to be my daughter's favorite. She loves anime. And here comes Spoon. Now, Spoon has fended off Murcielago over and over and over and has held on to seventh place. Well done indeed. Good job, our friend from Belgium. Here comes Splatter, who has also fended off Murcielago, which is something to say. Reinhardt is a fast race car driver. But he picks up a penalty. But he has struggled all day in that Fezza. So, got a bit of work to do. I'm sure it's all going to come out fine in the end. Great work, everybody. Thanks you very much to all of you for joining us. Thanks for getting into the race. Fellas, I really enjoyed that. I'm sorry Marky B couldn't be here. I know we all love to hear him call Lee Lenio, but it was not to be today. So let's get on to the final results. Here we go. We have got Mackers. Congratulations, Johnny, with a 2.1 second gap to Lee Iden, who finishes in second place. Just a tick ahead of Willie Ham as he takes him about 3 corners from the end. Absolutely brilliant racing there, fellas. Lee, way to snatch second place. Will, great defense. Couldn't quite make it go. Airport Hobo, Travis, great run in the 650S. Matt MacGyver in the AMG. Despite all that snap oversteer and no traction control, you made it work, buddy. Good job, 5th place. Darlo Boy in 6th, Spoon in 7th, Splatter in 8th, and our buddy Reinhardt finishes in 9th position with a second off for a slight penalty he had there. But, as you can see, best lap. Told you he was fast. 127.7 is clearly the best lap of the race. So well done, Reinhardt. Arnis was not able to finish. I don't know what happened to him, but really sorry to have to see you leave the track. Hope everything's okay for you. Arnis, one of our favorite people. All right. Well done, fellas. Let's see if we can jump over and get a short interview with our buddies. All right. There we go. Let's go to the party chat. I'm going to get rid of this one since our buddy James wasn't able to join. He got a phone call. Sorry, James. Hope you're still listening to the stream with one ear as you listen to your phone call with the other. Gentlemen.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, guys. Great race tonight. Man, I thought it was going to be one of those boring ones. I was going to be, like, oh, well, there's going to be like 10 seconds gap. It's going to be a parade, yawn. But guess what? Not to be. Not to be. It ended up being a brilliant race to the end. Lots and lots of battles on track. Will, I thought you're going to be able to keep second place. What happened, bud?
Yeah, I I thought I will try everything in that last lap to try and catch up to Johnny to put him under pressure, and I obviously pushed a bit hard. And then Lino, in fairness, was a lot faster than me towards the end anyway. I think he made a mistake on a couple of laps prior to that, going off.
Oh, Lee was insanely quick in the Corvette.
Yeah, he was very quick, so he deserved that second, to be fair. So
Yeah.
Good race.
Great race, all of you.
I
Johnny!
followed you off the line, mate.
I did think you did, yeah.
Oh, up the hill, I was like, I followed you.
Yeah, I did see you follow me, but you followed me a bit too well, I think.
Too much,
That.
yeah.
But yeah, you did well coming back then, mate. Well done.
Nice.
Let's see. There you are. I wasn't sure if our race winner was on. I wasn't able to see the list, but there you are, Johnny. What the hell, man? What a
Evening.
run.
Not bad, yeah.
Not bad. Let's see. Did you start out on the hard tires?
No, I didn't know how long the hard was going to last, so I did the soft.
Oh,
and
that's
I
right.
made
You
sure that I
started-
didn't want
I-
to knock anyone off.
Yeah. Usually, I always rely on Mark to tell me what the tires are. I can never remember that stuff. I'm 65 years old. No short-term memory. You know how it works. Yeah, rode hard.
No,
rode
it was a
wet.
good race. It was a good race. It's hot, very hot in here now. Honestly.
Unbelievable, especially coming up from as far behind as you were. I mean, it wasn't like you were leading the whole way. But yeah, great on the tires. Just a wonderful strategy. So, boy, having to fend off Will and Lenio at the end, what did that make you feel like? Must have been sweating balls.
It was. It doesn't help when people say, what colour's your car? And now we're fighting for a win. It puts me off.
To be fair, when I
it was
asked
just
you,
weird.
are we fighting for a win? I didn't know if we were actually fighting for a win at that point. I thought we were fighting for like third or something.
Yeah, and that's why I kept going, shh, because it just puts me off.
Yeah.
But I did full on without tyres, but I think I just called that spot on. So, but yeah,
Well,
I enjoyed it.
The ability to keep it on track, I think, had a whole lot to do with it. You ran a very clean
It's a
race.
tough track. You've got to be like pretty spot on at Laguna.
Well,
You know, you'll end up just going off.
It
I've been off a couple of
absolutely
times.
is.
So.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's one of those tracks where when Gran Turismo put the track, when they added the track, they added the old track, and that was like 100 grit sandpaper. It was horrible. They've since resurfaced it. It's a much better. I wish they would update it, but no, we're still stuck with that. But well done, brilliant race, Johnny. Congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
win. Lee Iden, man, jump in. Let's hear what your race was like.
Yeah.
What an ending. Tell us about it. Tell us about those last couple of turns.
Well, yeah, it's just a matter of like trying to catch Will and Johnny Mackers and pushing too hard, just like Will in front of me, but followed him off the track, up the hill. And I thought, oh no. So yeah, I was just trying to keep consistent throughout the race, and when I, at the start, end up all the way from Murcielago, what's going on here? So that was enjoyable, and then just managed to manage my tyres and stuff, and then battling up with these two.
Well, I tell you what, when you were coming up around that slingshot corner, and you were, I think, a tenth off of Will, I thought, what's at play here? Is he gonna try to do a switchback on him or what? But by God, you did. You just jumped right off the end of the curb. You got the worst of it, and I thought, well, that's the end of the second place for you. But somehow you managed to squeeze it back. I don't know how you did it. Did John make a mistake? Or not John? Did Will make a mistake?
Well, the first turn, I thought, right, Will is a bit, iffy here. So keeping it tight, keeping it quick is the point where I can catch up to him. So then it was just that point that, once I got that corner right, it was just following him through the fast ones. And then when he makes a mistake, just pick up on it. And then when he did on the last lap, I believe, I was like, I've got to jump him here. I've got to go. That was my chance. So yeah, I took it.
Yeah, and you managed like by, I think it was 2 laps before the finish line. You managed to make it stick. It was just brilliant. Oh, Will, you are on the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna let Will speak for himself. So yeah, you're there at the bottom, so I didn't see you. So Will, what happened there? What got Lenio past you?
Oh, little stinger there.
Yeah, well, I clipped the sausage curb pretty hard. And Lena was right. I was really struggling with that first corner all race. Every line I tried, the back end just wanted to come round on it, which is a bit odd because everywhere else it felt quite nice. But I struggled in that first corner. I could see him gain on me every lap in that first corner.
Yeah, it looked easy. The whole race, you made it look easy, and I was really surprised that you jumped off when you did.
Yeah, the Jag actually drives really nicely. I was quite surprised. First time I've driven it properly, but and it actually rode the sausage curbs really well all the way up until that last lap, and then it really didn't like it. I think I hit it a bit too hard, but yeah.
Now, you weren't running traction control, and I think that Jag, doesn't that have a lot of power oversteer?
Yeah, it does a bit, but it's catchable normally. It only caught me out a couple of times with the oversteer.
Yeah, it did, especially on that final turn. I did notice that you swung out wide a few times.
Yeah, I had a bit of a wild one there on one of the laps.
Yeah, there were a few of them. I thought, oh, I don't know how he's going to keep that Jag on track, but man, you managed it, and well done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Great result.
And well done to John on the victory as well.
Oh, yeah. Great podium.
Yeah, well done, Johnny. Well done.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, absolutely. So Matt MacGyver.
Everyone's getting faster, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every race, and there are a lot of surprises here. Well, let's go with Matt first. I mean, Matt had a terrific race. Matt, you were quick all day. You held first position for a good long while. Tell us about the AMG and how your race went.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Well, first off, congrats to Johnny. Great race. I think strategy killed me today. I ended up really overfueling about almost 5 or 6 laps on the first stop. Just messed up my math. Forgot to carry the 2 or something. And
Well, that is the hardest part about racing.
And then, that thing's hard on tires, so I think I managed 12 laps on the softs, but I was just limping. I wasn't really pushing, so I wasn't making great times. And then on the mediums, I started to realize how bad of a mistake I made of going mediums next and with overfueling and it being hard on tires. So I was brake balance all the way to the rear, halfway through, just trying to make them last. So I was only pulling 31s, but at least, staying clean. And then I ended up running faster when I got on the hards, and in hindsight, it's 2020, right? It would have been better to just get on the hards and push it.
Yeah, you were dropping 130s, I believe, on those hard tires. It was blowing my mind.
Yeah, I was really going easy on the mediums because this thing's just chewing tires off. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the way it is for the rest of the season, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think you should get used to it. It'll probably get better. But yeah, it was well done and a brilliant run on the hard tires for sure.
Yeah, thanks. I was trying to catch Travis, but didn't work out.
Yeah, Travis had a great run. And Travis, are you on the chat? I'm looking for you. No,
he had to
Travis
jump off. No, he's going to try and sneak a nap in before work.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Well done, Travis. It was a great race. I was really impressed with how you fended off your buddy there, your Bandits Club friend. Let's see who we got here. We've talked to Lee. Let's talk to Andrew, Darla boy. How's it going, man?
All right, yourself?
Pretty good, man. How you liking that new car? You were so fast in the Fezza.
I think its biggest asset is the fact of how easy it is on the tyres. To be honest with you, the rest of it I'm not overly keen on. You have to short shifter. It's pretty good on fuel as well, but yeah, I prefer the Fezza, I must admit.
Oh, clearly, he had some great results in the Ferrari. It must have been real painful to get rid of that. It certainly was painful to see your livery go away.
Yeah, shed a bit of a tear on both sides, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you gotta nod to the young people here every now and then. But I mean, it was a good race, and you were really you were handling the car real well. It looked like at the beginning you were having some trouble.
Yeah, I started off on the hard tyres, and it just seems to be my Achilles heel is hard tyres. I think I've got to put a lot more practice into the hard tyres, really, to try and get rid of that. But yeah, I think it's also a case of trying to get used to, well, especially in the corkscrew with the McLaren, you've got to try and turn in first, hit second as you're coming down, and then third before you take the right. Otherwise, the back end just kicks out, and it's just got so much power in the low parts of the gears. It's just crazy.
Oh yeah, but still a wonderful car when you get used to it. It's like you said, so good on tires, decent on fuel, and plus it looks great. There's always Yeah, anytime a car
There's
looks that
always
good, it's
pluses.
faster.
Yeah, there's always pluses. You've got to. I've got to be honest. I was thinking of doing it in chase cam, even though I'm on the wheel. But I thought, no, I'd better not.
Yeah, I think we chased you a few times just to get a good look at it. But yeah, well done. You know, I know it wasn't the result you were hoping for, but you put down a lot of good laps. It's a brand new car, and I'm sure you'll have time to get used to it. So, you know, better luck in the upcoming races. But guys, terrific result. Well done. Wonderful battles on track. Congratulations to our top 3 finishers and really everybody who was in the race. I appreciate all the good battles. So I am going to sign off for Gen X. Gentlemen, good night. Thanks for the racing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Give us a like if you're watching right now or if you're watching later. And from everybody here at Gen X Racing, I want to wish you all a great night. We will see you on Thursday.
Cheers, Greg.
Thank you,
Cheers,
guys.
gentlemen.